Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, cause it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Wah, 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 wah. Kevin's not here.
Wah.
Wah, 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 wah. Kevin will be back on Monday.
Kevin's never coming back. Kevin's never coming back.
No, that's not true. Kevin is coming back. Because
I like to feel the rumors.
every time we know we're about to go on vacation or a best of or someone's gone, me and Denny's look at each other and go, oh shit, everyone thinks we got fired or somebody died.
Yes. Kevin snapped and said, F y'all.
It's usually that we got fired. That's usually the main thing.
Which you made the point earlier, if they fired you, they try to erase all existence of you.
Right.
Always know if we're not here, but we're still on the air, we have not been fired.
That's true.
They just will not do it. Have you ever heard of that, where someone's gotten fired and they kept their best ofs going?
No, they would not do that. They want you out of there.
They kind of, the way radio does it is really kind of fucked up. You'll be listening to a morning show or somebody on the radio, and then the very next day they're gone without any explanation, and there's either a syndicated show or just nothing but music, and you never find out about anything ever again.
You have to go on social media now, and that will be where you get your answers.
Well, because the disgruntled DJ, fuck this place.
Yeah.
Fucking hate everybody, including my boss, Philip Ralph, and he'll call him out by name.
They will.
Well, so if they're firing somebody, they've already had that plan for a little bit. So they're already working on production. They're already getting the stuff ready for when you get moved out.
When we got fired in Miami, this was something that was in the works for months ahead. We knew we were getting fired. Probably, I personally thought we were getting fired in November. We signed the contract in August. We got there in August, right?
August, September was nice.
Yeah,
October was nice.
September was nice. October it started getting weird. November it became fucked. And by going into Christmas, you're like, oh my gosh.
The Christmas of drinking.
Yeah, but there was just subtle things you knew. Hey, that was so funny. In August is fuck that guy. In December.
Yeah.
That was the vibe. You just knew.
And then we acted the fool at the company Christmas party.
I can't even watch that video. I usually, my cringe level is pretty high. I can take a lot, but maybe because I was involved with it.
You were the ringleader.
Yeah.
You were the star of the show.
Well, we had a boss, and we were doing sudden death, and the loser of sudden death had to interrupt the boss
during the speech
during our Christmas party
at the Christmas party. You know, like the boss always gets up at the holiday party and does like a whole big speech, and the dare was grab the mic from him during the speech, and you have to steal the show.
And challenge him to a dance-off.
Challenge him to a dance-off.
But what sucked was everybody was drinking. Kevin was across the room, and I was supposed to go on his movement. Kind of like we had this whole thing. Well, Kevin gave me the nod. He nodded at me. So I go, oh shit, now it's time. I guess Kevin didn't mean to nod at me. I think maybe he might have sneezed.
Kevin was drinking.
I think he might have sneezed.
Oh my gosh.
So I went in early, and he was, I didn't know, I couldn't hear what was going on. So I go up to our boss, and this is our head boss in Miami, and it's not why we got fired. It's not.
No, they hated us before
They
this.
already fucking hate us. But he's in the middle of his speech, and I go and grab the microphone and interrupt him to do a dance-off.
He had to bait us.
With the urban station that was across from us, and that's what his speech turned into.
It was rough. I think he brought up his kids. He's like, when me and my family moved here, and you grabbed...
Yo, I got something to say. Yo, his kid's great and all, but Virginia's got the best dirt of all time.
He couldn't believe it. He just was like, what is happening right now?
It was miscommunication, but it was something we talked about on the air. It wasn't like I just went rogue to go.
No, it was blood in, blood out.
It was
a lot of blood.
It was, but yeah, Miami was just a big
That was funny though, because right from then it turned into a party from that moment onward. Because he lost control of the room.
He
It just
lost
everybody
the
started
room.
dancing, and then everybody started drinking.
grinding and drinking.
Remember we were taking shots at the other employees there,
Yes.
chanting their names.
They hated us so much. Basically, when you hear a podcast of us really getting rowdy or an event, that's what we were doing at this party. And I think we might have been just too new to bring that kind of energy.
We weren't beloved enough to act that misbehaved.
Yeah, but it kind of made you guys famous around those parts.
But I also knew too when we signed that contract in Miami, and I heard no matter what, automatically we were getting 4 songs in the hour, 4 full songs. I kind of knew we were a little fucked. I knew people were not. You thought people were gonna like that? Hell no.
I was hopeful.
Well, at that point, you have no say in it.
You
You
just
just-
say you have no power.
Yeah.
Zero.
Well, I like people that go, Bird, just go into your management office and tell them not to play music. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do that, and then I'll go work somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, dog, I ain't got that kind of power.
Oh man, go tell your boss they suck.
Yeah, do that and see how that happens. I've been in since I've been in radio. Me and Denny were talking. I've been into 3 fights with bosses.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Anybody
Yeah.
tries to wrangle this is a little bit unwrangleable.
Well, it's
Yeah.
never a personal thing.
No.
I would never want to make anything personal. I think when you've got groups of people with ideas and then their creative ideas, and not everyone's jiving with that.
But we usually all agree.
Yes,
It's only when someone on the outside is trying to wrangle us.
That's
and
what I mean,
We're
yeah.
like, no, you're not right on that one.
Well, we've been doing a show so long, we're able to, let things roll off our back a little bit more. If you don't like an idea or someone doesn't like an idea, like, all right, well, the show collectively doesn't like it, move on.
Dims the brakes.
But it's when an outsider comes in that doesn't. Yeah, I see. That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's when somebody doesn't know.
Or if
I
you
make
care
good
about
points. Yeah.
You make great points. They're never on the air. No, just kidding. Come on. I'm on my 3rd beer.
I like it.
Yeah.
Still can't taste them.
I can't taste anything. It's all right. I don't want to complain. People hate hearing people complain, especially on a
I
microphone.
don't know. I kind of like it.
Well,
I've had enough positivity. Let's bitch.
Well, I think there's a balance. I even saw people in the chat room talking about that. There's a balance between being overly positive and overly negative.
Yes.
Sure.
Because no one wants to hear everything positive either.
It ain't all puppies and rainbows.
No, it's not realistic. Some people like to hear people say, fuck yeah, fuck this shit.
They know, yeah.
But also people don't like a blowhard either.
Right.
Where everything sucks. Disney World. Fuck this. Mickey.
Yeah,
No,
every
it's not
now-
everything so bad.
Yeah, you gotta live in the middle. Every now and then it's good to have a little bitch fest. Every now and then it's good to hype some stuff up. It's just a balance.
Well, I think you get a knock on your personality if someone says you're a gossiper, and you don't want to be around a gossiper that's
No.
talking shit. But there's a difference between gossiping and venting.
Sure.
Yeah, venting is important for the human condition.
Absolutely.
You have to vent.
And usually you would vent to somebody you confide in. You're not necessarily just gossiping at the water cooler.
Oh, it's like Denny's fucking Virginia. Is...
And then I pop up behind the water cooler. What'd you say, bitch?
I know. You
Yeah.
gotta be careful. If you talk shit about Virginia, she suddenly appears quickly.
Her
What'd you
ears
say,
get hot.
motherfucker? Hold my gold.
You don't want to get into a fight with Virginia. You gotta pack a fucking lunch.
Yes.
You're gonna be there for a minute. Do you want to read a couple emails?
I do.
What are the people saying? I have a swinger update too.
Oh, you
a swinger
will.
update email.
From your neighborhood?
Well, they heard us talking about how I think I live in a area where there's some swingers buying
Swing Town?
because they've got pineapple decor. Some of it upside down. It's not real pineapples. It's like a metal piece of art of a pineapple.
Yeah, it's like a sculpture of a pineapple.
They've got an answer for us.
Interesting.
Yeah, a whole lengthy email.
Well,
Yeah.
they want to turn that pineapple upside down, right?
Oh yeah. Put it in that brown round.
I dare you to knock on the door and say, I'm here for the fuck fest. I will pay any amount of money to Klepto's dad's GoFundMe.
If I just go, guys, saw the pineapple. Here for the fuck fest.
Yes.
But you made a good point. I have to bring company. I can't just be some guy.
I'll go with you. I'll pretend like I'm your girl.
This is gonna go terrible because our romantic chemistry is not through the
No,
roof.
it sucks.
And by the way, you're playing my romantic interest in the KVJ the KVJ horror movie.
Well.
So we'll see how that chemistry plays out.
I'll be drunk.
You're going to have to be drunk for
That's
this.
fine. I was drunk all the other ones.
And we get the best out of you.
All right, this one comes from Lisette, and it's pretty funny. It says, I want to call out the bitch who almost hit me this morning in drop-off. She doesn't say bitch. She said witch, but I like bitch better. She says, I waited in line for an hour, and she decided to cut the line and almost hit me so she didn't have to wait in the line. People need to realize they're not entitled to anything, and the safety of others is more important than you hurrying to drop off your kid. We've all got places to be, lady. Either get here early or wait your turn.
Wow, this school line drop-off thing is bringing fucking medieval actions out there.
So when we were off yesterday, I actually did car line drop off and pick up, and it's nerve-wracking because I don't know how to do it. I don't ever do it. Panda drops off and Grandma picks up. So I was in it both worlds yesterday. I fucked it all up.
So is this email calling you out, calling you the witch out, or is it saying, did she just use the witch as the...
I think she just used the witch as the, but I am not good at the whole
Driving.
yeah.
Speaking to
so
other
if she
people.
was calling me out, I would not be surprised.
Oh, she might be.
I think you just read an email where you got called out.
I didn't get in the car line, though. I was too scared of it.
Gotcha.
I was too scared of fucking it up. And so instead of going car line, I parked my car in the parking lot and I walked Rocco up like he was a walker.
Oh.
I parked where the teachers park. It was plenty of room. I didn't take anybody's space. But I walked him up like we were walkers because I didn't want the drama of I didn't want to get bitched out for doing it wrong.
Hell no.
And then when
Yeah.
I picked him up, I parked in the parking lot, and then I walked up and stood there with the other walking moms.
Yeah, you know, traffic, one of the few things where I really cannot control sometimes my anger would be I wouldn't do it in front of people, but if I'm alone in a car and shit's not moving and something's so fucked, it brings
Or
out
you're running late.
Yeah, it brings out the worst kind of feelings internally for me, where I want to fucking scream. I want to punch my steering wheel. That, and then computer issues when something should be working. You every day you go into your computer, and now today for some reason
It's not working.
It's fucking you so bad
For no reason.
There's no rhyme or reason. It brings out the worst in me, and I feel like I fail as a human.
Well, at car line pickup, you have to have a number, and you have to display it. No one told me
Oh
this.
my gosh,
Yeah.
numbers?
I got set
Is it a
up.
fucking sub shop?
Panda and his mama sent me to car line with no number.
You got a fucking deli sandwich?
All these other bitches had a number. I didn't have a number.
Look, I've seen it fall apart in a deli, let alone a fucking school line.
Yeah.
Days.
I live by a school, so I drive by it. I can see it. It's
hot.
intense.
It's
I don't-
intense.
I want nothing to do with it. I'll do
It's intense.
detour.
Yeah.
All right. Car line bitching done. Next email. We got a picture of a double rainbow across the sky.
Double rainbow.
Look how pretty.
Oh, that is
rainbow.
nice.
Oh, thank you for that.
You ever seen a rainbow from an airplane?
I don't know if I have.
It's a full circle.
What?
Yep. It's
Delvin, go deeper with this.
it's a full circle.
What does it mean?
So, what is this double rainbow? Yeah, if you see it from an airplane, from the ground, it looks like it's going into the pot of gold in two different spots, but it's not. It's actually it creates a circle, a rainbow circle, and when you're in the air, you can see that it's not attached to the ground.
Do you respect rainbows, or are you kind of like, I don't give a fuck, I'm driving?
Rainbows are cool.
Rainbows are so cool.
They're essentially prisms, right? They're catching in all the light and then converting it into.
There's some prism talk there.
Yeah, there's some prism talk. So nobody talks prisms anymore.
No one's talking.
I haven't heard that word in probably 14 years.
This one is from Ashford. It says, when I was younger, I had a buddy that started talking to a girl that I used to talk to. His name happened to be Jessie. So for weeks and weeks, all my friends would make fun of me and told me I wanted Jessie's girl. It was so annoying.
The hackness.
We got a lot. We had so many of those comments we couldn't even read them all. Of people that get legit annoyed.
The
with
name
people.
stuff. So just know that. Don't get crafty and use somebody's name and sing it to them.
Well,
They don't want it.
I think most people will probably play the game, but just know if you're trying to get laid, it's probably not the right move.
Yes, if you're
Right?
trying to get laid, you want her to like you before she'll let you put your dick in her. So yeah, be nice and don't make her mad.
To put it eloquently,
Yeah,
yes.
to put it out like Virginia said, to get it in, don't sing the song with her name
To drill
in it.
that pussy, definitely.
To get it real wet, slap it down, rub it up.
But you're right. Don't do that hacky shit, man. You're gonna get
Well,
called out.
are you trying to get laid or are you trying to get a cheap laugh? What are you trying to do here? Okay, let's go.
You gotta
All
figure
right.
it out.
Speaking of getting wet,
Let's get it.
we've got a picture here from Billy who made a pond.
This is the kind of shit that I want. I
Wow.
want a small
Oh, it's beautiful.
memorial little garden.
Dude, I have a pond, guy.
That's all I want. Because when I talked about it, I was getting a lot of naysayers saying bird, mosquitoes, and fuck this, and people
I have a
and things.
pond guy. This is what he does. I met him a couple of months ago out in Loxahatchee at my friend's house, and he is pond.
Okay, I love it. And a lot of people said, well, bird, you're going to have to take care of it. Yo, I like going outside and taking care of things. I'm at a point in my life where I want to do that. I have a
desire.
Yeah, a yearning for that. And I agree. If you want to do it half-assed, it's going to fall apart. But if you have some passion behind it, which I feel like I do, I want to get that green thumb, Virginia.
What?
The green thumb.
Green?
Fuck you.
What's green?
You don't speak so high either.
No, this guy says he did it himself. It took 3 hours.
I mean, jeez, that's
He got
nothing.
a 50-gallon pond shell. They sell
Yeah,
those.
they do.
You dig the hole, level it, fill it. You have to get a filter for the fountain and install that. That sounds like the
Well,
part.
that
seems like the part that we need
would-
somehow.
But that's where we get a Randy or Juicy Daddy involved, who's very good at that kind of stuff.
Then he says you just add goldfish, plants, stones, stuff around it, mulch, whatever you want. I mean, his looks on point.
It does.
with that.
That's exactly what I want. And a big reason why I want to do this is because my mom always wanted one and we never had one. So to make that the memorial garden, I think that's fucking awesome, no?
The pond will get it wet, and so will Juicy Daddy.
Oh, gosh.
He's going to build the pond.
My Juicy Daddy can get it real wet.
He's gonna build that pond.
I love it. Great email. And I think that is exactly what I'm looking for.
Yes, I think Billy is his name. Yeah, Billy
Okay.
from Maryland.
If anyone
See if he'll come down.
well, if anyone does it and this is your legit business, reach out to me. Let's talk. Maybe we can work on a deal. I don't know. Am I doing something illegal right now, Virginia?
No.
If I pay, yeah. All right.
You
good.
can pay. You can pay.
Pay to play.
Okay, it says, hi, KVJ. How you doing? I recently drove to Colorado with the family as a road trip since my flight got canceled. And the whole time I tuned into your podcast. I loved it. So the question for Denny's is, I believe you were raised in Colorado. I want to know why you moved to Florida, considering Colorado is so pretty and beautiful. And let's just say the pot thing is awesome.
Well, so funny enough, I lived in Florida, moved to Colorado, and then moved back to Florida.
But where were you born? You were born in Chicago, right?
Born in Chicago, yes.
You've been all over the world.
Yes. I was born in Chicago, then my dad had a job in Iowa, and then we moved to Orlando, and then from
Thank
Orlando.
God you didn't stay in Iowa.
You were young in Iowa.
I mean, I was real young, probably like 2 years old, 3 years old. We lived in Chicago. My parents moved from Chicago because we lived in a skyscraper. They were on like the 60th floor of a building. And they didn't know if a city environment's the greatest environment to raise a kid in. So they wanted to move somewhere more rural. So they went to Kansas. My dad got an insurance job out there. And then from there, he got another job where it was a better position in Iowa, but they hated it.
Well, it's Iowa.
They didn't want to go there. So he did that just enough to save enough to where he could come somewhere. And at the time, he was working on home insurance policies. So he came down to Florida when they enacted the home insurance. He was part of the group that created that insurance whole situation. So stayed down in Florida. I was raised down here. I went out to Colorado to help my parents move out there. My dad was doing an insurance venture out there. And when I moved him out there, I just thought that place was so awesome. Same type of thing. It's a completely different way of life than Florida.
Jeremy in the chat room goes, wow, what a time for a guy from Iowa to tune into.
Yeah, exactly.
I was talking shit about Iowa.
Sorry, dude. I mean,
Sorry, Jeremy, but you know Iowa sucks.
It's gotten
Speak the
cooler.
truth.
Jeremy knows Iowa sucks.
Yeah, hopefully it got cooler, right? But yeah, no, so when I went out there, marijuana was just becoming legal. You know what I'm saying? Like it was on the forefront of it. And then when it became legal was actually the time I started moving back. I had just gotten used to the fact that you could buy it recreationally, and then I moved back to Florida where it was still. But fortunately, I jumped right into the medical marijuana here in Florida when they first. I was in the pioneering group of that. The first year that it was medical here, so I kind of jumped right back into the regular.
I was a sea hair away from going to Iowa to play baseball after the junior college experience. I didn't have anywhere to play, and the only place I had was a place called Upper Iowa, and I looked into Upper Iowa, and I was like, holy shit, fuck that. Because I think it was like Division 9. It was like not a very, I don't think it was very good. That was a sport joke that nobody got. Kevin, where are you?
Division 9. I don't even understand.
I don't know.
I knew I shouldn't have done it. But I think we all agree Iowa sucks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Colorado's
That
cool though.
is the point.
All right. The point of his email was Iowa's fucked.
Okay, this one is from Francisco in Venezuela.
Wow.
And he says, I heard you guys talking about the bidet. I want to tell you about my thing. I have a Toto washlet in the place that I rent. This toilet is at least 15 years old, but listen to this. It has heat. It heats the water and heats the seat. It even heats the air that blows your balls and butthole after you poo.
Yeah, you know what? So I went over to Sweet Denny's house yesterday, and I usually sit down if to pee if I because that's just more relaxing. And I sat down there and I just to pee, and I put your bidet on, and I did something different than when you were in the room. It actually hurt. I didn't like it. I fucking felt like it was a razor blade of water going on my butthole. I didn't love it.
I definitely do not turn that thing up to full. I keep it less than half.
Yeah, I think I put it
Full Gorilla Pennington.
Well, I think I put it to 3/4, and 3/4 is like, oh my gosh, too much. I can't.
Yeah. I don't know why it's set so high. I think that's what I'm saying. I think some people use it for the heavy lifting. I only use it for the cleanup.
Well, sometimes if you smoke weed, Virginia, and you get kind of high and you go to pee, sometimes you'll start thinking thoughts, and you
pee on your leg.
Well, no, you don't get into pee mode, so you're kind of like, and water can help sometimes. Yeah.
This guy goes on to say that for the ladies, there's a setting where you tell it to clean the poussoir or the butthole.
Oh my gosh, I feel like what happened yesterday, that would have not been good for a clit.
It says you can set it automatically or with the push of a button. There's a remote that you can use as well.
Oh my gosh, you gotta have leather clits, but for that,
I don't know. If you put it light, a little like spritz in it.
Nice to meet you. They call me Leather Clit.
Instead of leather face.
I feel like she goes to the Crazy Horse.
The leather clit likes to party.
She
does.
is not scared of anything.
She's not scared of anything.
She fought 3 men one time and won.
Oh yeah, leather clits. She's unbeatable.
What if she's a serial killer and she steals other women's clits, just like Leatherface, and staples them all onto her own? Just makes like that'd be effed. Maybe, did I take that too far after you guys were talking about leather clits?
Damn, Denny's went dark.
It's usually me that shuts down the room, but I mean,
that one took it over. I get it.
Should we change the whole theme of the KVJ horror movie and go with leather clits?
Leather clit.
Leather
I don't
Clit.
know why I keep pluralizing it. Leather clits.
You just want more.
I just want a couple clits.
You want more.
Come on.
The
They're
Florida
always
pussy massacre.
better in abundance.
A gaggle of clits.
Florida pussy murders.
Well, so I like the concept of the toilet that has the heated. Here's the thing: I went with the entry model. It's the next one up from the entry model, and the only reason I went with that one is because if you want the heated water, you got to hook it into your sink line, and if you want the heated seats, you got to plug it into electricity. It's 2 things that it requires, and I was just trying to see what it was like.
yeah, you're just taking a spin and seeing if you want to go bigger.
But I want to get the Toto one.
If you do the Toto one, have an electrician come out and do all
That's
that.
what, I don't even want
I'm
to
just
mess
saying,
with
yeah,
that.
if you got a clit, I would just make sure the settings are right. That's all. That's all. It's just a PSA.
Don't aim it too high.
Wooden Stash Dave had something to say. He goes, this got weird. You bet your ass it did.
It started weird.
Do you want the swinger email?
I do,
Okay.
yes.
So it goes, Bird. My wife and I are swingers. We have only one time fucked a random stranger.
Really?
My wife met him and his wife at a gas station back in the 1990s. My wife at the time had an upside-down pineapple sticker on her car. A dude and his wife saw it while they were pumping gas. Long story short, we all fucked an hour later in our pool. Usually we go through a website or the internet to bring in our new lovers. As for your neighbors, they sound like they could be swingers. Thought this would help.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. So it sounds like when it comes to the swingers, there's like a kind of a vetting system going. Let's see your dick. Let's see your puss. Is any chlamyds? Any gonorrheas?
Do you have a bunch of clit stapled to your clit? Because I don't want to head up with that one.
But my question always is, if you are a swinging couple, let's say you and Panda were swinging, you guys had the best fuck fest this last weekend, and you guys got with other people, and they said they were clean, and you guys didn't use any kind of condoms or anything, because I believe some do that. Do you have to now get another STD test to show the new couple that you're fucking? I guess that's my question. Do swinger people, do you have to show almost like a vaccination thing?
And I'm sure you can't forge those.
Yeah.
Exactly. I know. I guess, do you just trust in the pure?
I would try to
trust
get some
that the
paperwork.
swingers aren't shady.
I know. It's like, oh, I'm sure you guys weren't fucking, a bunch of people last weekend. I'm sure you guys were cool.
I'm sure you didn't come from somebody's house where you were just fucking them.
Well, how do you know they didn't raw dog it? How do you know they didn't get caught up in the moment and one of their thing is to raw dog? You know what I mean?
I bet you people are set differently.
People are set differently. Some swingers probably use condoms. I bet you any money some swingers get turned on by the idea of not using condoms.
Sure.
So how do you know what you're dealing with? I guess it's really...
I mean, you are awful swinger curious.
Oh,
Someone is fishing to be a unicorn.
I don't have the temperament, the emotional whereabouts, or the dick to be a part of any of the world. I'm not the idea of if I cared about somebody and I saw her getting drilled by. It wouldn't. It's not. I would not like that.
You would have to already be into that stuff, I think.
You would be mad if you were at a party and you saw Denny's getting drilled by some other guy.
I'm taking a pineapple, sticking it in my ass.
I guess I'll do a show with you on Monday. I'm not even talk about it, but I guess Denny's had it just, I don't know.
Yeah, if it was my persona, I come on here and I'm like, yeah, I love,
Yeah, and it's
then
not.
it wouldn't be weird.
It's not at all. I'm not judging swingers. Y'all swing it up. Fuck whoever you want. I'm just saying, for me personally, that is not my game.
You don't love it.
Well, no, because if I'm with somebody having sex, I'm a little old fashioned where
Me too.
I think it's one of those things where like the fantasy of it seems exciting, but the reality of it seems gross.
I think it really depends on how you're built. I think there's some people, because I know they'll text me, because when we talk about this stuff, they'll say, Bird, me and my husband or me and my wife, we don't have a jealous bone. We love each other. We both understand that, and we also like to fuck other people, and that's just how we get down, and we both understand it, and that's how we live.
So, set on the sexual scale of prude to not prude. I mean, I'm sure that there's many walks of life that. So if I was a swinger person, I would definitely not date a prude person, because I know that fundamentally there's going to be a point in our relationship where we're not going to line up sexually. So I would try to date somebody that I knew was in that kind of field.
Well, I think it's good to date people when it comes to matters of the heart, meaning whether it's sex or if it's politics or whatever that really gets you.
Yeah.
You kind of got to be on the same page.
Stay in your lane.
You do.
And get other people in your lane.
Who wants to be married to somebody that's always fucking arguing? No, I don't like that.
That'd
You
be
want
awful.
potatoes? I want fucking squash.
In my ass.
Well, I've dated people that.
That's a swingers comment.
Yeah. I've dated people that don't like pot, and it just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
If you want to smoke pot, because you're going to feel guilty every time you do it. You're going to think you're like, oh, I'm going to come back. I'm going to get yelled at. I shouldn't do this. It's on your mind all the time. So why would we even introduce that into your life?
Yep.
Find somebody that likes pot.
Now, I think they always say opposites attract. I agree.
On certain things.
To have sex, yeah, of course we can be physically attracted to somebody and have sex. And then when all that's over with, we start talking about pro-life, whatever. If you guys don't want to line up for that,
Right,
it's gonna be
right.
fucking shitty.
Yeah, especially things like you said, matters of the heart things. It's always going to cause issues.
Well, you should fight for matters of the heart. That's what you believe in. That's your credo, your mission statement.
Absolutely. And some people are cool. Like I had a buddy that worked at one of the swinger places, and he says he sees everybody go in there. There's all different people, different social statuses, different wealth statuses. It's just a thing that a person tends to like, and you have to find somebody else that likes that.
Some people get turned on by the idea of not swinging, but they like to watch other people fuck. It turns them on.
It's gaining popularity, too. You wonder if it's from watching porn. Are
It is.
men into watching...
Well, I think men and women have completely jumped the fetish whatever because of porn. Dude, porn's normalized a lot of things.
It has. It has.
Everybody can get it at any point now. It's so easy.
You could be sitting in line at McDonald's and be looking at porn. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I like to sit in line at McDonald's and tug it.
You like to eat that Big Mac and flip that bean?
pull on those McNuggets.
Could you imagine all the things that the drive-through workers have seen?
Oh, it's not even fair.
Oh my gosh.
Guys arguing about their burger and watching porn.
Oh, they have probably seen everything.
If you work a drive-through, you've seen a dick. You've seen a guy tugging it.
I think if you've worked a drive-through for at least 2 years, you've definitely seen a dick and probably a couple of tits.
And maybe you liked it.
The tits I'm into.
And if it's a nice looking dick, fuck, right?
If it's a pure, beautiful, pristine dick, yes.
Which people can have. I've seen some broke down ass dicks before.
He's right. Just like you've talked about it, there's different styles of pussies, there's different styles of dicks.
Totally.
There are, man.
But if you do have a broke down pussy, you can fix it now.
It's true. Everything can be fixed.
That's why we got to turn the tide, because the broken dick community, they still don't have a voice. They don't have a place to go to, Denny.
I think that you could go to the same guy that fixed broken pussies and have him fix your dick.
Even if he can't, I feel like somebody that has been so successful with the private part, go, you know what? I know about pussies, but I can fix your dick.
I got a dick guy.
Yeah, I got a dick
Either
guy.
I can do it or I know a guy that could.
Kind of like me with gardening. I watch a few DIYs. I'm like, I can do a garden.
DIY?
Whatever. I can do a dick. I can make a dick.
You can clean up a dick,
I can
make
clean
it
up a dick.
presentable.
If I can plant the rose, I can clean up a dick.
Like a dick cotillion.
Exactly.
You get that thing ready to go out.
Dennis, you get it.
Yeah.
All right. Here's an email. It says, I have a question about a comment that Virginia made about Magnolia back in the day. She said that she and Magnolia had talked about it, and Magnolia could eat whatever junk food she wanted. And then just Virginia warned her, look, when your body changes, though, you're going to have to be careful about what you eat because you're not going to be able to eat like you did when you were a kid. And, yes, that was my philosophy. I would just let her eat whatever she wanted. Now that she's grown into a young lady, she has slimmed out so much. Lucky for her, her metabolism is just so killer. She can eat whatever she wants, and she does. And I think, food issues are tricky because I know she watches me and I have food issues, and
You
I'm
do?
always like,
no, I don't think you do.
well, I'm always trying to
I'm being very facetious.
I'm always trying some diet. I'm always trying to cut back on this or do that. And, I think most women, I think it's normal actually to go up and down.
Yes.
That's a normal woman. A woman that is just too small all the time. I don't trust her.
You don't trust that bitch?
I need somebody who goes up and down a little bit.
You don't trust them skinny bitches?
I don't trust her. I need you to go up and down a little bit. And it could be just like 5 pounds. But, I think it's normal to go up and down. And so that's what I tell Mags. Eat what you want. Go up and down a little bit. But just don't let it get out of control.
It's so weird because it's not that I don't trust people, but I do know that I kind of dial it back. If I know someone doesn't swear or doesn't drink, I'm like, oh man, they're probably judging every fucking thing I'm fucking saying.
And what are we going to have to talk about?
Yeah, but then now I'm judging them for judging. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right.
It's all a big fucking circle, Denny's.
Yes.
All right, this one's for you, Jay Bird.
Give it.
This person is curious about your lentil soup.
Oh.
It's from Jonathan. He's like, look, I'm looking to get healthy, maybe do a little lentil diet. What do you do?
Okay. Jonathan, thank you for the email. I appreciate that. I know I got a lot of hate the last time I talked about lentil soup. Yes, there's many beans out there you can try out. For me, I thought I was dying in October of last year, and I got some false results. And I went on a crazy diet, and I did all this research about superpower foods, what can lower your cholesterol and your blood, whatever the fuck that's called.
Pressure.
Thank you, Dr. Siddiqui. and lentil soup kept on coming up on every list that not only is it great with all the nutrients and it does all that, it's a power food. It gives you energy, and it was one of the foods I could eat that I did not hate. It tasted good to me. So I was like, oh, thank God I can taste something. Because I was doing a bunch of vegetables and a bunch of fruit. Fruit not as bad as vegetables for me.
And if you go like where the lentils and the beans and all that are, on the top shelf, there'll be like whole entire soup mixes.
Yes.
It'll have the seasoning, all the lentils, all the beans, all there in one package. You just pour that in a saucepan with some water and burl it up, and you're good.
I do Amy's. Amy's does a lot of great stuff. It's in a can. I know people get mad about can, but I mean, what the fuck? You know, you're going to worry about every little thing you're doing.
True.
I lost a shit ton of weight just by me. Remember I told you about 3 or 4 weeks ago? I said I've been drinking so much soda. I'm going to completely stop soda. I stopped soda and just started walking. I lost 14 pounds. I never lost my appetite during COVID. I was nauseous, but I wasn't like my neighbor Matt, who my neighbor Matt would eat something and he would reject it right away. That wasn't happening for me.
A lot of people, that's the nausea and the throwing up. My girlfriend Emily, same thing. The COVID made her throw everything up, and she had to be admitted to the hospital like Matt because they get dehydrated eventually.
For some people, not everybody, but for some people, if you cut out one shitty thing, you might see a difference in your body. Now, I wasn't doing it to lose weight. I was doing it more just to be a little bit healthier.
But you are bragging that you lost 14 pounds.
I'm bragging that I lost 14 pounds, but yet when I still take off my clothes, I look gross and fat.
Prove it. Prove it.
Oh, you want these
prove
titties?
it. Prove it.
You want
prove
these titties?
It. We want the balls as well. We want the
You don't want
balls
these
as
balls?
well.
You don't want them because I got to pick them up.
They're under my shoe.
A lot of people think it's weird that I joined onto the lentil community. They thought it was weird. Denny said the same thing. And I kind of feel like you alluded it too. So
I thought it was weird you went to that lentil.
You found something you liked, you read it in an article, and it stuck to you.
That's it. That was basically
That's it.
That's all it is. That's it.
All right, this one's from John. He just has a quick comment. He says, I'm not sure who thought up Do It Bitch, but it's my new favorite game. Love it.
I was talking to Denny's house. That's my favorite
Me
bit,
too.
and I
It's
don't
fun.
see that bit going anywhere for a
No.
very long time. Only thing that will fuck up that bit is if we can't come up with good enough punishments. Because sometimes that'll be the knock on a sudden death. We'll do a punishment,
Yeah.
and it's not, I guess, I don't know, twisted enough or painful,
Twisted
or
enough.
it's not medieval enough. And I get it. You gotta pay. So sometimes when we feel like we don't have a good enough punishment, we'll park the bit.
I was thinking for a punishment we should do losers have to eat a raw potato. They just have to eat the whole thing. That's rough.
We've done raw onion.
Oh gosh.
And honestly, dog, I've eaten a raw potato and I've eaten a raw onion, and a raw onion is so much fucking. It's not even close. It's so
Agreed.
bad.
I thought onion too. We did those onion shots was the only. But yeah, dude, onion.
I'm writing it down.
Eat a whole onion would be rough.
I'm putting raw potato and onion. I love it.
Those are all good punishments. Yeah, we're always trying to think of good punishments for that
The
one.
day I was during the week during COVID, Kevin and Denny's had to eat a toothpaste sandwich.
That was so rough.
That'll make you a poopy cramps.
They were rocked.
Yeah.
Kevin and Denny's both struggled so hard with that. That turned out to be way worse than we thought.
That'll fuck up your bowels and stuff, man.
Yeah, it was rough. It was the opposite. It makes you constipated.
Really?
Yes. And what sucks was I was burping mint up all day, but my breath was horrific because I ate a toothpaste sandwich, and everything I ate made my breath smell bad, but then I was burping mint. It was the worst.
Yeah, raw onions rough, man.
Ugh, dude, eating an onion's absolutely
Raw onions
dreadful.
rough, and so is minty toothpaste sandwiches.
Ugh.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
I
Dennis.
mean,
Thank you for being brave and telling your story.
yes.
It was your fault.
That's right. You were betting for
Of course,
us.
I was betting with the house money. I knew I wasn't doing a punishment, so I was getting fucking crazy with it.
Let it all ride.
So fun.
Put it all on.
All right, this one's from Crystal. It says, hey guys, I want to give a shout out to our new principal at Franklin Academy in Palm Beach Gardens. His name is Mr. Ratner, and he has been hands-on from day one in the car line himself, directing traffic. Wow. She sent a picture of him. She said one day a car broke down and he pushed the car.
She said Ratner's new, right?
Yes.
Let's see how Ratner does in 5 years.
Damn.
Well, no, I'm just totally kidding.
Damn, rats.
Ratner, if you're listening, I'm just busting your balls. I think you're doing great things.
There's
for
a
the
picture
community.
of him. I mean, he's the principal, and he's out there directing car line.
Look
I
at
mean,
that.
that's a man who cares.
It is a cat. Ratner, I was just busting your dick. Do it for the kids. I love it. It's
But
great.
true, let's see you in 5 years.
Let's see how disgruntled you get in 5 years. Someone tells me, I don't know, the go-getter attitude. I'm kidding.
This one says, I've heard Jay Bird talk about how the movie Mrs. Doubtfire is actually really messed up. I've seen it 1,000 times. I'm 31. I rewatched the movie last night. And when you really think about it, the real dad is a loser.
Thank you.
New guy has his shit together and he's handsome. In today's day, any strong woman would be like, bye. Guess I really didn't think about it before until now I'm an adult. Jay Bird's right.
Don't get me started on these movies where I really, after I watch them, when I watch Star Wars and all that shit, fuck the Jedis. They might have been the problem, Denny's. Think about it. I won't go on a long rant, but fuck them.
Yeah.
That's all I got. We'll do a podcast about how I don't like the Jedis and why we need to break that down.
All right, somebody's sending in this. Fairlife, which makes like milk, makes like a chocolate milk that's supposedly heavy, so they want you to know about it.
Oh, I've had that before.
Jay Bird.
Let me see this shit.
Core Power chocolate milk.
Nope, that's not going to be good for many reasons. I'm going to tell you why. It's got the word core on it.
Nah.
And then in a big 26 grams. They're talking about grams.
Protein.
But
Yeah.
you have to taste it before you judge it.
No,
That thing's delicious.
I love judging things before I get involved.
Your
in them.
boys had it.
I've had it. It's very good. So what the appeal of that is that it has no milk in it. That's what the appeal. I hear you.
Danny, shut the fuck up.
I know you like that yoo-hoo.
Just kidding.
All right. This one says, good morning, Kevin. Oh, Kevin's not here. Let's save that till when he's here.
Denny just sent me a note. It said we've been on for 45
40 minutes.
All right, fuck this. Bye. We have like 18 more emails.
We'll save
We'll get it back
some.
tomorrow. We'll get it. We gave you 10 mins extra. We usually are out 30 mins.
Oh, here's one. Happy birthday, Grandma Lisa. We'll close with Grandma Lisa.
Grandma Lisa!
Grandma Lisa. Grandma Lisa.
We'll be back tomorrow, though.
We think
Unless they tell us they don't want the VJD.
if we're in best of, that means they didn't want us back.
You know what happened.
Yes. Sit with that.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.